I fell in love with Darius Gaiden.
Where and when did this place start to formulate?
2026 is going to be year of the shmup. You want your third strike. You want your final fight. No matter how long the drive or the flight, dude, I can guarantee you will be amazed, you will be fulfilled, and you will be in awe.
Hey, what's up? It's Zero Lux. Welcome to the Shmup Talk Show number 3. And today, my guest is bord3rlin3, owner of the Arcade EC3 or East Coast Candy Crew. bord3rlin3 is a passionate shmup player, and he had an amazing journey from starting off playing shmups at home during the pandemic to owning an arcade to now starting an annual shmup event called Summer Carnival, which starts this year, Summer Carnival 26 on August 14th, 15th, and 16th in Shelton, Connecticut. And we talk about our mutual love of shmups and how EC3 came to be and a lot of other conversations in between. For the YouTube audience, we filmed this podcast episode on location at East Coast Candy Crew, and I'd like to give a shout out to Ragu, who works at EC3, for providing some extra footage that we were able to use and edit into the episode. As always, thanks to everyone who has been watching and listening to the Shmup Talk Show. It's been a lot of fun, and there's more to come. So with that, let's start the show.
Chilling with bord3rlin3 at EC3 Arcade.
Hell yeah.
In Connecticut.
Yep.
East Coast Candy Crew. You got the hat on, you got the shirt, you got the lanyard,
Bag,
you got it
yep.
all. So I want to talk about a lot of things tonight.
Okay.
And I think it's really cool that we get to do this inside the arcade.
Yeah.
It does feel weird for me to come to the arcade and not play.
Not play games, yeah.
Let's talk about where you got your start with shmups.
If it goes back to the first time ever, you know, Dutchess. Dutchess is a Connecticut staple. Only in Connecticut.
It's like a fast food diner.
Not so fast food, I call it, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, they had, like, some kind of striker's cab there. I don't know exactly what it was. But I put a quarter in that, and, dude, it was awesome.
Do you remember, like, around what year that was?
It had to be in the 90s or early 2000s.
I have one story about that cab at Dutchess.
Yeah.
At one time in the 90s, it was Mortal Kombat 2.
Okay.
And I remember, like, so I must have missed the Strikers when they swapped it out.
Yeah.
Was that Strikers 1 or 2?
They had that, and then they had the, like, a little claw machine right next to it.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know which Strikers it was, too.
So, but that
it
one
might not have even been Strikers. It could have been, like, Aero Fighters. Like, I don't remember.
But that pulled you in.
That planey kind of thing. I was like, dude, this is sick. Like, you know, huge ships, huge planes coming up, and I got to make them explode. That was cool. And then I hadn't been playing shmup for over a decade, probably a decade and a half, right? And then COVID hit, and then I was looking for something to do, and I was like, oh man, I used to game, like, and all the, like, I had a PC, you know, and everything like that, and I was like, dude, I spent all this money on a PC, and, like, after, like, GTA 5 came out, like, nothing else really came out of merit that, like, really pulled me in.
Right. So
I drifted away. And COVID hit, and it was the perfect opportunity to explore retro again. You know, because I had done that before, with my old friend Adam in, 2012. When I was in college, I kind of got back into retro. And he worked for Retro Games Plus for a while in Orange, so I was there every weekend, dude, having a great time, you know, and but still I didn't really play that many shmups, you know. I mean, I don't think I played any there, but like in COVID I did, because I found out about the PC engine.
Okay, that was kind of what started the shmups.
It was definitely the PC engine in 2020. Yeah, I was like, you know, I was like, I'm just gonna buy one thing, and this is all I need, right?
Did you get a PC engine itself, or what did you get?
What I started off with was a TurboGrafx 16, and then I got the SSD S3, and mine was the Rev 1, so I learned how to solder, so I could do the audio fix and the video fix.
Okay.
For that, and then, like, you know, I explored the library of the PC Engine, and there was a lot of great shmups on there, and like that's when I really was like, okay, this shit's pretty cool. Like, there's a lot of diversity in there. I like dodging bullets. I like sending bullets out. You know, I liked everything that it encompassed, and then I just kept getting more stuff. You know, the Saturn, NES, Super Nintendo, AES, and I played a bunch of like Ironclad, Blazing Star, Last Resort.
Hell yeah.
Even with my niece, we played Captain Tomaday.
Okay.
Yeah, she thought that was cool. You know, so like, then you know, once I got in arcades and stuff, like I was already into Shmups. You know, so the first real like deep dive into Shmups was in 2020 for me with the PC Engine.
And so you were talking about how it was ramping up. You were going on your console shopping spree. I just got out of doing that myself. Where did it go? When it got to a point where you were like, okay, I need to get a cab. When did it turn into candy cabs or arcade cabinets?
Dude, cabs, I didn't even think about, right? But so by the time I had already amassed like 11 or 12 consoles, you know, I had the PVM, I had the Hydra, everything was SCART, everything was RGB modded. And I ended up getting in an accident. I got rear-ended by a Goodwill truck. And that kind of left me home a lot. And, you know, I had just gotten like a fight stick that I got for my birthday that had the Astro City, you know,
motif.
Yeah, it was like the control panel, like the whole overlay. And I was just watching him playing Sean on there. I was like get distracted. So I ended up getting a Neo Geo cab, a big red. And then I got that controller, and well, maybe not in that order. Maybe the controller first, then that.
Okay.
And because I was so into this Astro City fight stick that I got, dude, I was playing like Danmaku Unlimited and shit. Like, you know, it was fun. You know, like I felt much better after learning how to play stick. You know, it felt much better than a pad to me.
Yeah.
And you know, so one of my buddies is like, yo, I know a place where you can buy an Astro City, because like I changed my name to like I'm Astro City Line. You know, like whatever cool thing I just got, I changed my name to that. You know, so I always played around with the name and everything like that. I'm Stoner Line when it's 420. You know, like so. I immediately went to that. It was a Discord, Pandemicade, that my friend Alucard 2089 sent me. And I met up with a guy named Fury Force, aka Geekman. He owns Ground Zero in North Carolina, and I bought my first cab from him.
So,
candy cab.
Yeah. So, in which candy cab was it?
New Astro City.
New Astro City. So, you go through all this, you get the new Astro City. Did you drive down to get it? Or did you have it delivered?
No, I had it delivered.
You had it delivered. All right. So for most people, they would do that whole thing that you just did, and then it'd be like, all right, now I'm set. I got my beautiful new Astro City.
I was like that for about 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Total Recall style.
So I had the big red and I had the new Astro, right? And I rotated the new Astro to Tate, and you know, Matt's his real name, Fury Force. He gave me Donapachi DOJ Black Label, okay, PGM with the motherboard as well. So, dude, I was playing that. I just bought Aero Fighters, $100 board, so much fun. And I bought like Raiden Fighters, and I bought the Taito G-Net with the CF card. So it had Ray Crisis, Ray Storm, I think, is on there too. What other good stuff? 12 Stag. It had Brave Blade. Brave Blade had no sound. That's not a G-Net game, but like they made it work on G-Net.
Okay.
Mostly it doesn't have sound, but anyway, so that worked for everything. Was great for about 2 weeks. Then the power supply died.
On the new Astro?
On the new Astro, and I was fucking devastated because, like, dude, I got to sit down and I could just veg out for hours. at that cab, right?
And
It felt so good.
Were we like just coming out of the pandemic at that time, or were we still deep in it?
It was 2021.
21.
Yeah,
All right.
it was 2021. I mean, I was still working too, so like, I wasn't like stuck at home all the time. And also, it really wasn't much of a change because I never really went out anyway. I just chilled at home. I didn't make the move to actually like venture outwards until 2023. But that's later on in the story.
Yeah.
But so what happened is I was looking for this power supply, looking for somebody who could fix a power supply. Had no luck on either front. That Neo Geo carried me through. I took out the 4 slot in there, and I put in the G-Net. I put in all the other games, like the Yoko games that I had, and I played those, and it got me by. But I was like real fucking sad. I played the Neo Geo to make me not sad anymore. Like, so I could just like take the fact that my Astro just died after I just had the best 2 weeks of my life. Now I can focus on the game, and I don't have to focus on that constantly barraging in my head. So I ended up finding a power supply from like New Zealand. I bought 2 of them.
Okay.
And also in that time, I ended up getting 3 more cabs, sold all my laser discs. Because I also collected laser discs before this. I speedrun hobbies. I was Criterion Spine Complete. I had 900 discs. It was 857 exactly.
That's a lot.
But at that point, 900, why not, right?
That's a lot, man.
And dude, I sold all of them, all the players and everything. And I bought 3 cabs from China. I bought a Blast City, I bought another new Astro City, and I bought an Aero City.
Now I have to say, if I'm doing the math right, now you have 5 cabs.
Technically, yeah.
And now one of my big things is like, I don't have room. I have barely any room for like 1 cab. Where are you putting all these cabs?
So that wall of laser discs, that no longer is a wall of laser discs, is now an empty 10-foot wall, is where I put the 3 cabs that I just got.
Got it. Now is this on the first floor, second floor?
In the basement.
In the basement,
Yeah.
okay.
But there's a 30-inch door to the back of it. So if you go around the house and you come in, you wheel it right into that room that
Awesome.
I was.
Awesome.
Yeah. Like if you look up, I have one where I got the cyber lead that shows the mostly full room, because there's like a little, like looking at, for where you're looking at like the entrance. This is like the main room, but then over here there's like a small kitchen area that's just not built out yet. That I put my workbench there. I put another cab there and another cab in the corner.
But let me ask you this question. If you didn't have that set up in the house where you were able to like wheel it in and you had to get it up like 2 flights of stairs, would you still have done it?
So, like, by the time I had the Astro and the Neo Geo, they white gloved it in because I couldn't do it because I like wrecked the fuck out of my back from that accident.
Right.
So all the ones that I bought. Well, the 3 though, those came a few months later, like 4 months later. Those they just left on the fucking corner of the street, in wood, palletized. So I had to take them all off, wheel them all down myself. And I mean, it wasn't that bad. Like I do plumbing, so like wheeling a water heater isn't really that much of an issue. And I healed it up enough to where like I could do that. Like yeah, I'd pay for it in the morning, but like it was doable.
Right.
So I did that because I never wanted to have that feeling again of having a cab, like not being able to play on a candy cab.
Now you've given yourself an insurance policy. No matter what, you're going to have a cab that's ready to go.
Kind of.
Okay.
Because I ordered from China.
Okay.
And in China, they're all the way the fuck over there. Something bad happens.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, what are you going to do? Right? 2 of them did not work when I got them. The Astro, the new Astro, the chassis was on the floor. So they didn't unplug it or anything, or it ended up falling off in transit, almost necking the tube. The chassis itself was so bodged and like, dude, like that thing was on its last legs anyway. But I ended up getting it working with the help of Fury and the Pandemic Age Discord over the weekend. Put it all back together. Ended up electrocuting myself, so I ended up plug the ground into the neck board. I learned to never do that again. and the blast just it needed a new chassis. Couldn't get red, no red at all. I tried even swapping the transistors and stuff, like shit I really didn't want to do. But by that point in time, like I had done, you know, some limited soldering, and like I had bought, you know, the desoldering gun and shit, so I was kind of ready to do it. Like really, I just wanted to, in the beginning, I just wanted to play the games. You know, I wasn't even thinking or considering like the maintenance that's involved with this. And to be honest with you, it's once you do the maintenance, the initial shit, you're good for a long time. Like all these cabs, I pretty much just turn them on every week. Right. You know, I mean, I'm not constantly working on them unless there's little things that I want to do to improve them, like, you know, putting in a coin up button, you know, or something, you know, or swapping the game to 4-player linked Gundam versus Gundam Next.
Right.
You know, but by getting more cabs, I pushed myself down that avenue where like, okay, now I have to fix things as well. I have to maintain things, right?
So let's talk about how you started to amass a number of cabs.
Yeah, and boards.
And boards. This whole time you're buying boards. How did it creep to the point where it was like taking over your space? Did it get to that point?
Oh yeah. It got to the point by 2023. 2023, I got my EC3 and I wish I could say that was the last cab that I bought. It was not. But I had 11 already at that point.
You had 11 then?
That was the 11th cab.
And you have 8, is it 18 now?
Yeah.
That was 2023.
Yeah, and I had sold cabs. I sold a Felix. I sold the Arrow. I didn't like it. Sold both the Blasts. Sold 2 New Astro Cities. Gave one away. I gave one away. When I got the EC3 I couldn't fit it. So I actually pulled the monitor from that New Astro City that I got, and I put it in the EC3 Or no, the chassis. I pulled the chassis, my bad. Pulled the chassis, because the chassis, dude, that thing caught on fire.
Holy shit.
Yeah, when I was testing it, after I got it home. That's a whole fucking story. But I caught that super quick, pulled it out, and I was like, all right, it's way more worth it for me to take this chassis from this other now MS829 so I could play this thing and just leave that not working.
Right.
And then I was like, all right, I'm just going to give this one away. You know, like, and I gave it away to somebody who was cool, and they still have it.
You don't hear that very often.
They did all the work to bring it back, so, you know.
That's really cool.
He was super thankful for it, you know, and he was a cool dude.
Yeah, and it's like you know, when you have something that you really treasure and you give it away to somebody, you want it to go to a good home. And it sounds like it did.
Yeah, yeah.
And so all of this time, you're amassing candy cabs, you're up to 11, you got all this stuff, you're buying boards, and what kind of shmups are you playing? How much are you shmupping?
A lot. A whole fucking lot, dude. Like, the whole reason why I got the EC3 was because I fell in love with Darius Gaiden. And, I saw that Super Play movie, you know, where half of it's a movie, the other half of it's actual Super Play. And he goes down with this girl down the stairs, and, dude, it's just fucking EC3 and Q25s. As far as the eye could see, a sea of them. And he goes up to one of them, and it close up to him putting the 100 yen in the coin slot. You hear the clink, and it goes down, and he just beats the ever-living crap out of Darius Gaiden. And I'm like, that hand's gonna be mine. And once I got it, I fixed it up, redid the bezel and everything, repainted the control panel, cleaned it, did everything to it that it needed to be done. The thing is pretty much, it's like 98% complete. The only thing it's missing is one knurled screw inside to hold the bezel up, and it holds it up with one. And the locks, because I key everything the same here, just because it's easier.
Yeah.
But even before that, dude, like, I got super into Shmups, joined the Shmup Chunky Discord.
Yeah.
You know, I had, my first arcade clear was Batrider, normal, then I did Advance, Then I did Cyvariar. Then Twinkle Star Sprites. Then I started doing, what is it called? Blind Kumites with Octane.
Oh, yeah.
And we did Gunbird 2.
That's right, you were telling me about
Funny
that.
thing about that was, like, after we did the Blind Kumite, he's like, hey, you want to, like, try God mode? This has a God mode, and it's got a secret character. I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. So we both go in the test menu, type in the code. All right, we got the character. Now let's change it to God mode. I go into the thing. It was already on God mode. That's just how I got it from the guy who I bought it from. And he was like, oh, shit. All right, we'll play it again. Fuck it. And, dude, it was cool. You know, so, you know, I didn't play every game to 1cc. It was just casual fun. That's how Batrider started out. I just loved the game so much, I just wanted to play it.
Yeah.
And then I eventually was like, you know what? I got a bone to pick with this game, and I'm gonna defeat it. I'm gonna do it. I actually took a week off of work.
And so you, at that time, you committed to Batrider a
Yeah.
specific amount of time. And
Well, I'd been playing for several months. I mean, like, at least 2-3 hours a day. You know, and once I had beaten normal, like, profusely. Like, I did a run where I set all the dip switches to maximum, like maximum rank timer, maximum everything, put 9 credits in the thing, and just collected as much shit as I could, and did all traffic light bosses on normal. And I just whooped that. And I was like, all right, I think it's time for me to do advance. And then, you know, that took the longest time. You know, even up until then, like, those blue helicopters,
yeah,
those were hard to just honest dodge them. I'd always bomb them, and that's not like the best idea, you know. So
when you were working through Batrider, now for me right now, I'm at this point where I really like to figure stuff out on my own, but it's starting to get harder and harder to deny people like Pan who are creating these amazing guides.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to watch it, but I do. But I'm getting really tempted. At that time, were you trying to figure it out on your own, or were you like looking at resources?
Both. Especially with something like Batrider, like that's an extreme example. Like, you know, that's an outlier because Batrider is like the Da Vinci Code of shmups. There's so much hidden shit inside there with the rank system and everything like that like you really need to look at something, you know, to make sure that you're doing stuff right. Because I realized this whole time, I could have just, you know, booted it from the test menu and press start, and my rank would be significantly lower.
Right.
I was playing, you know, default rank, which
Like, how are you supposed to know that?
Noticeable,
unless you're talking to people, unless you're digging into it.
Right.
How are you supposed to know that?
And also, what was a huge help to me, shout out to Pearl, was Pearl's vid. Like, so you want to beat Batrider. That helped me with, like, routing, you know, like picking sewage first so that you get Soba as your default traffic light boss, which is easy. In fact, you free real estate, that boss. So, you know, as long as you don't collect any special option power-ups or shot power-ups, you're only getting him so that once you clear highway, you're in the stage 6, you know. There's no envy you have to deal with.
Right.
Blunt is not that hard. Blunt he's pretty fair. Envy is the one that's just a scumbag.
So, it sounds like you started falling in love with a couple of games. Darius, Gaiden, maybe your first love.
Well, Darius Gaiden came after. Batrider was my first love by fucking far.
So Batrider was your first?
Yeah. Well, I thought it was Cave. I thought it was Cave because that was like the first game I really played. Like Dodonpachi, hell yeah. And then I started looking at more Cave stuff, like on Switch, S-Braid.
Yeah.
I played Mushihime-sama, DFK, you know, 1.5 and stuff on Steam. But also, there was a point in time, which was not far into my arcade journey, where, like, I was like, all right, if there's a game that I want to play, I have to buy it. I won't play it until I own it, like the PCB, because my whole intent on getting into arcades was, like, to regress even farther from consoles and go to the source. Because I was playing PC Engine before, and I'm like, oh yeah, you know, this game is so cool. Turns out it's an arcade port. You know, like, oh, now I get to try the real thing.
Right.
You know? So like, dude, like Moochie Moochie Pork, I waited 3 years to be able to play that game. Like I easily could have just, went on MAME or whatever. I've never even gone on MAME before.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, no. I've done like RetroArch. I've done like through the Recal box and stuff. But like other than like Mister and that, and I guess you could argue Steam because that's emulation and consoles. The ports, like I really haven't touched emulation.
We talked about your candy cabs. We talked about your PCBs, the games that you started to fall in love with that really started to draw you into shmups, or like really brought you deeper into shmups. Where and when did this place start to formulate?
Oh man, this. So I didn't even intend on making an arcade. Like, this started out, the concept was just to facilitate going to cons. So instead of having to open that 30-inch door and wheel, 11 cabs out, all the way around the house up onto the truck and stuff, I could just open the garage, send them, right?
So talk about that though. When you're going to cons, are you saying that you are loading up your candy cabs so that other people could play them at the local conventions?
Yeah, 2 years I did that for, yeah. So shortly after I got the Eager 29, I was like, you know what, I need to go out, and see the world and like actually do shit. And I always wanted to like, play games with people, but like my cabs were in my room. We're gonna be like, hey guys, want to hang out in my room? Like it's not the fitting atmosphere, I was restricted from doing what I wanted to do by my cabs being in my room. Gundam versus Gundam Next 4-player link. It's one of them. I had the shit to do it. I had half of the shit to do it, but I was never motivated to do that all the way because you need 3 more friends to do 4-player link.
Right.
So
for that time, for those 2 years or so, in a way, it was for you to be a little more social than you had been.
Yeah.
And you didn't have an arcade and you didn't want people to come to your house necessarily. It wasn't the right place. So you were essentially bringing a mobile arcade, a mobile fleet of arcade machines out to the people.
Yeah.
And were you meeting people that way? And were you playing with people? Like, how was that?
So there was a guy, Grant, Neon Arcade. He's a Twitch streamer. And
I've seen him before,
He's in the Shmups, in the X68000, and all things retro, 80s, 90s, 2000s, whatever. And he was doing a thing in Tampa called Neon Retro Fest. And I was like, you know what? This is the perfect opportunity for me to get out and like do something. And when I go do something, I don't do it small. I took 2 Eager 2s, 1,400 miles down to Tampa. I met up with my friend Steve, who I knew from the Pandemic Aid, because he was in Virginia. Picked him up and we drove the rest of the way down. Met up with Fury Force on the way at like midnight in North Carolina. And bullshitted for a couple hours, then drove another few hours, slept, then made it to Tampa, and then we did all weekend. Like, we were closing the arcade down at like 5 in the morning. Wow. Yeah. Dude, it was awesome. Live synthwave, it was just like life-changing experience. Literally, like, not even metaphorically. It actually changed my life. That's what made me build this place like the way I did, and also what got me out there and wanting to do cons, because I was like, this is fucking sick. So the next one I did was LI Retro. That was in March. LI Retro I think was in August. And
LI Retro is Long Island, right?
Yeah, Long Island Retro, yeah. And I was only going to bring the 2 Egrets in that same truck, but the truck broke down. It was my work truck. And I was like, oh fuck, I don't not want to go. So I'm gonna rent not a U-Haul, like a Penske truck.
Yeah.
And I did that, and I was like, well, it's a 16-footer, it's the smallest one they make. I can fit everything in here. So I called the guy up who was the organizer. So I was like, can I bring all my cabs? I have 11. I had 10 at the time.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, just make sure that they're not the same as the other guy. I'm like, oh, they're not the same as the other guy. Because, I got Egrets, Thomas Weaves, like rarer shit, I went there, set up my stuff, and the other guy who had cabs, he came over, and he's like, wow, dude, nice cabs. How much do you get for these? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, how much did the venue pay you for this? And I was like, they pay you? He's like, yeah, don't be doing this for free. Like, when you do that, you're taking money out of my pocket. You're, you know, taking food from my mouth. Like, get paid to do this. I'm like, all right, well, show me how to do it. And he ended up walking me through how to do that. And that guy was Tony Majors. And Tony has been one of my best friends ever since. Like, we see each other at least 2 times a year. You know, he lives in North Carolina, so it's hard being a long distance friend. But like, every time he comes up this way for a con like LA Retro or Retro World Expo or Connecticut, I always make it a point to go there and you know, hang out with him, say hi, because, you know, without him there wouldn't be this either, you know. And
Connecticut is happening. That's the one that's happening in a couple weeks, right?
July, yeah. It's like, yeah, it is July, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
2 weeks, yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
So it sounds like a little bit of that experience of traveling with the cabs, meeting people, opening it up to people to play. The spirit of that sounds like a little bit of the seed for what this became.
Yeah. And before even all that, like, we had a thing, because like, dude, I ended up writing, because there's not a lot of documentation of like how to get a cab and you know what to do when you get that cab out there. So I made that on AP, like a, you know, whole write up and everything.
Arcade
like
projects.
That. Yeah, on arcade.
Just for the people who don't know.
So I did that, you know, and like, listen to my experience with Matt, with the Chinese buyers, with private sellers, because I've done it all, you know, everything except buy my own container. I've dealt with customs brokers, you know, for doing out of the country stuff, because I bought one of my first egrets was from Canada. I'll never do that again. But, you know, like, I listed off all my experiences, what to expect out of the cab that you're going to get. You know, people are always like, oh, you know, I want no burn-in, and I want a 2-player panel. This shit's coming from Japan the way it is, into a container,
get it here,
and go in there. Yeah.
Get it here and then figure it out.
We're trying to keep that price down as possible, because it's an expensive, large machine. You know, like, you can't just, you know, like, go to, you know, whatever and buy parts for this thing. You're going to get what you get, especially in the terms of the CRT.
Yeah.
You know, some of it's going to have burn-in. Like, this has burn-in, and it's pretty bad. But honestly, nobody complains.
Right.
Because you can see the game just fine, you know?
Yeah.
And I made sure to let people know that, like, some burn-in is okay. Just because it's burn-in does not mean that, like, you're not in the arcade crew and, like, you got duped or it's some subpar experience. It's still a great experience.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You know, and you could also keep an eye out for another monitor. I managed to find fucking 6 of them in one shot. It took me 4 years, but I found it. I could have gotten another one if I was willing to spend more money and be a little more aggressive with it. But, you know, I mean, like, be happy with what you get. Like, when you get from that, you're getting, you know, quality. Like, you know, it's going to work. And if it doesn't work, he's going to make it work, you know. And you're going to get a decent machine, you know. Nothing's perfect.
Right.
You know?
You gotta be willing to put some work into it.
Especially with this stuff, you know. Like, you know, this is not just stuff you bought off the shelf.
Right. No, this is like 30-year-old
plus, yeah.
You know, used. It was in a place where a lot of people touched it. Yeah. And you're kind of, in a way, rescuing it.
Yeah.
And preserving it.
You know, sometimes, like, more so with private sales, because, like, Matt'll fix this. Like, let's say, like, the previous operator cut, you know, all but 2 buttons out because the game that they had in there. Hello. How you doing, Jack? Good to see you, man. Like, the game that was in there only needed 2 buttons, so they cut all the harness out, except for the 2 buttons up, down, left, and right.
Right.
You know, what are you going to do with that? You can't play Street Fighter with that.
Right.
Can't play Radiant Silvergun with that. You know, so, like, for example, that Atomus Wave there, that's what happened to that. So I had to rewire all that because they cut it from the control panel. Like, not the control panel harness, like the actual harness. You know, so you got to be ready for stuff like that. And it may look intimidating. And it sure was intimidating when I started, but it gets a lot easier.
Yeah.
Especially if you have somebody like me who's like willing to sit down with you and talk to you and help you out.
And I will say, as a personal anecdote, when I was thinking about getting a cab, I was asking you some questions, and you were like helping me out, and you were totally happy to help you out. And I had to put that on pause for the moment, but you were very helpful. So I appreciate that.
You know, and there's a lot of people that hit me up all the time, all the hours of the day and night, or whatever day, weekends, holidays, you know, and I just offer any advice that I have, you know, because like if you don't, you know, it's not that easy to find, you know, like I've gone through the process, you know, not too long ago, I was that new guy asking a million questions.
Exactly.
You know? I still have questions, you know, but this isn't a hobby that you evolve in, because you have to, you know, eventually you're going to face almost everything. And then when you face almost everything there, then you'll find a whole nother slew of things like board repair, you know, and troubleshooting that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so there's always some new thing, you know, with this hobby. And that's why I've stuck with it so long. Usually I'd be like 2 years in, have all this shit, get tired of it, sell it, get a new fix.
Right.
You know, but this I kept for a while now.
Yeah. So let's talk about, so we made it through 2023. You've amassed the cabs.
Yep.
You were traveling with the cabs.
So then 2024, I doubled it. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to go super hard. And I found this spot because I was looking to make con life easier, you know, like.
This was like your garage.
Pretty much. And like, I didn't want to get a storage unit because the storage unit has no electricity.
Right.
I want to play this shit. I play this shit just as much as, you know, I hoard it out. You know, like, there's me in the seat just as much as everybody else. You know, like, I want to play this stuff. So I settled on here because the rent was affordable, regardless of whether this place existed or not. And I had electricity. So I just start decking it out. And, you know, by the time it was almost done, I don't know whether I got the idea of making the arcade after too many games or before. But sometime around then, in June of 2024, I decided, like, I need to open this place. It's whenever the floor got laid. I was like, oh, fuck. And we put the banners up.
So you did the arcade-style floor before you knew this was going to be an arcade?
I was actually going to get concrete covering. The Stefano brothers.
Oh, like poly?
Yeah. I was going to get that done. But they wanted like $6,000. I'm like, fuck that. Wow. Right?
That's a lot.
Like, it cost me $5,000 to get the stairs and railing. So,
yeah.
I didn't want to be spending that. So my dad suggested garage tile. Found me a thing. It cost like $1,500. And he suggested the black and white. And I'm like, you know what, Dad? That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
And I went with it. And, you know, I think of him every time I see it. You know, it's was a good call.
Yeah,
you know, because it's become like a synonymous with EC3 Arcade.
Yeah, and it looks like it holds up really well too.
Yeah, kind of hard to like vacuum and mop because it's the diamond plating, but it's good. It's grippy.
Yeah,
and like it takes spills well and everything. Like, yeah,
it's very good. So you got the floor laid, and then you're like, all right, I'm gonna try something here. You're gonna invite people in.
I ended up taking out a loan, and I bought these 4 new Astro Cities, these 2 Wendy's, this Kyotaro, and 2 Lindberghs.
I remember
it was a significant loan.
Yeah.
And so by the time they were available, it was like a week before too many games. But I didn't get these yet because the Wendy's weren't available.
Okay.
But I had the Kyotaro, fixed that up, fixed up all these new Astro Cities, and I had fixed up and linked the Type X3 multi in the 2 Lindberghs.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, that was your, like, little ADD, I want to play whatever for 5 minutes and just keep changing games.
Great
and
system.
still have fun. Yeah. So I did that, and then at that point, I really like justified getting here because I could not fit this in my room.
Right.
I was originally going to, because I moved to a bigger room where my sister used to live, and then I made a not a judgmental, a measuring error, and when I laid it all out, I would have had like 1 foot in between every cab and seat pushed in, so like having people over would not be able to, like, there would be nowhere for them to go. You know, like you couldn't move like you can move around here.
Right. Right.
So it's like I need to get a spot.
Right.
And I got this place for a great deal. And so then I did this. So I built, as I was building this place up, I made business cards and handed them out at all the 4 cons that I did. You know, so I do, and this is over the course of 3 months, right? We were doing like remodels at work and shit, like, and I was building this place out and doing a con every 2 weeks for 3 months.
That's a lot.
And then we opened on September 14th of 2024. And I didn't think anybody was going to come. I was like, I don't know, maybe not. And 35 people came.
For the grand opening?
Oh, dude, and I
wasn't here for that.
I was yelling. I was like, this is the best night ever. This is awesome. And it's only gotten better. Like,
So I remember it was around October where our mutual friend had been talking to you, I think, at some of the cons, and he had started to like talk to me about this place.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, there's this arcade. I'm like, where? He's like, it's in Shelton. I'm like, what? And I'm like, tell me more. And like, at that time though, it was like a little bit, it wasn't like I guess you would say it was more like a word of mouth thing.
Yeah. Well, we started out as invite only.
Right, invite only.
You know, I had in the Discord. If you didn't already get a card from me with the address, then you would have to like know somebody who did, or hit me up on Discord and ask me for the address.
I remember that too, and he was telling me about that, and I was like, "Can you bring me?" I felt like I did. Did you ever watch that show on Netflix called I Think You Should Leave?
EC3, you get in there?
Oh, yeah.
How the fuck do you get into EC3?
I built the back deck.
Next time you go to EC3, can I come?
Yeah, maybe.
No.
There's this skit where he goes to his doctor, and his doctor wants to get into all of these like special clubs, and he's like, "All right, I'll get you in. And I'm like, that's how I felt.
Yeah.
When I was trying to get here, I was like, "Can you get me in EC3? Can you get me in?"
Yeah, kind of like had that exclusive vibe, you know, to it, which I thought was also cool. I picked that up from Red Perry in New York, because Red Perry, like, they had their own Discord when they were doing it, and they would, you would hit up the Discord, you get the address from Drew, and like when you got there, you would just write knock in the Discord, and somebody would come down and get you.
This place is kind of like that
cool.
too.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is. You could actually. This is if you didn't have anything on the front of your door. This could be like, I don't know what door it is. You know
That
what I mean?
I picked up. You remember St. Vitus
Yeah.
in Brooklyn?
The club. Yeah.
Yeah. Their door was just a fucking random door. No, nothing on it except for this little fucking like 2x2 sticker that says St. Vitus on it. And, you know, just a bunch of graffiti everywhere.
Yeah.
And, you know, when the show came, the door opened. Like you had to know what you were doing. You knew what was going on there to be there to get in.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, that's fucking cool. So that's what I did. I originally, oh yeah, I know I did. I put a sticker up.
Yeah.
I had a sticker up, and then Kevin's wife made me the acrylic.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I want to say, and you know this, my first time here was the Halloween party.
Yeah.
I want to say it was, at that time, it was still kind of like the invite-only thing. Like, it wasn't fully open.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And so that was the night, that was the first night I came.
Yeah, that was definitely invite only.
Yeah.
Because the only thing that made me go public was doing Jazzy Circuit.
Right.
And Jazzy Circuit I didn't do until January.
Right, I remember it was like a couple months later.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember that night I came in, you had everything all decorated, and you were mentioning to me the other day, like, there's still Halloween decorations from that.
Yeah, or bits
Party.
of it, yeah. Yeah, I'll never decorate again. Oh, dude, it was horrible.
But I walked in, and like I told you, Splatterhouse was there. You had Death Smiles over here.
Yep.
I want to say you had Strikers over there.
Probably.
Might have been Ketsui over here.
They have Ray Crisis, too.
You had Darius Gaiden on the Egret.
Yeah,
29.
that had been there for a while.
When you put out Darius Gaiden, is it always on the Egret 29?
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
For Summer Carnival, it's not going to be, because that's a Yoko game, and I want to maximize Tate monitors as much as I can.
Hell yeah.
But there will definitely be Darius Gaiden with autofire.
Awesome.
All the games that need autofire or deserve autofire will have autofire on.
Let's get to that because I have a couple specific questions.
We're doing
about
this full ass.
Hell yeah.
At EC3 Arcade, there's either full ass or no ass. We don't half-ass anything here.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So that night was kind of like a thing that kicked off Shmups for me.
Good.
And
This is all part of my diabolical plan.
and it worked.
It's funny because I used to say, we have all the Third Strike banners up here and shit, and I've got all these pictures of Third Strike shit. And I would say to people who are into shmups, it's like, the Third Strike thing, like, we love Third Strike here, but really it's an elaborate ruse to get me to talk to you about shmups.
Yes. And that absolutely worked because after I left here that night, I became obsessed.
Hell yeah.
All the stuff that you were talking about that you did over over those pandemic years, that I just went in my own direction, my own thing, my own, and then I kept coming back here.
Yeah.
Because I was like, wait a minute. All of the original boards and the ways that you can play these things, I don't have to go to Japan to experience this. I could just drive 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I feel and I say this a lot, I do feel really lucky that this place is so close to me. And I know a lot of people are not so lucky to have a place like this close to them. But this place, if you're a shmup fan, this place has it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has a lot of other stuff too, but if you're a shmup fan, I mean, I can't even count how many boards
That's the beauty of this place, is because it doesn't matter what you are, we cater to you.
Right.
I mean, I will admit, we are a little lacking in puzzles. Because there's just the good puzzle games are like super rare.
Yeah.
Just not even that they're expensive, they're just fucking hard to find.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's very weird. And I'm also not as well versed in puzzles, but beat 'em ups, fighting games, shmups. In more obscure games and stuff. Like the Outfoxies.
Yeah. And that's
Gundam
newer.
versus
That's
Gundam
newer to your
Wing.
list, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing about this place, is that, yes, you could expect your staples and everything like that, but also, here, every month, if you come here once a month, you're going to discover a new game. And it's not going to be like, oh, that's a shit game. At the worst case scenario, like, that's cool, it's just not for me. Or it's, wow, this game is insane. Where has this been all my life?
Exactly.
And that's the thing I really like about making this place, is because I get to like a chef gets to make his own custom dishes, and you have a party and you feed it to people and you get to see the reaction. I get to cater, a menu of games every month, for people.
But it goes beyond that too. I feel like you do like chef's table type shit too, because I remember one night I walked in here and we were talking about shmups, and I was like, yeah, something Batsugan, and you're like, oh, I have that. I was like, no, you, really? And you're like, yeah, let me load it up real quick, and you just like threw it over on that tab, and then suddenly I was playing Batsugan.
Dude, I'll take any excuse to play Batsugan. I'll put that shit in right now.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
I'm actually today, I had the cleanest run of my Batsugan career.
Nice.
And I got a PB.
Hell yeah.
I died at the last boss, and I hit start to continue because I wanted to see how many hit points he had left.
One.
Literally like one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a video about that because it was so ridiculous. But I love that game.
Dude, I've done that before in Muchi Pork, right? I think it's like 100 million extend. And dude, we have it somewhere. It's saved in a clip. I'm playing this fucking thing, and I'm at stage 2 boss, and I'm at like 9999999, and I fucking died. And and somebody points it out, like, look at the score. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, but like about the catering thing, there's one story that will always come to mind. It's like, you know, we were drinking here, and I was feeling pretty good, and the guy came in, and he's like, dude, I like Shmups. I was like, you like Shmups? I'm like, you're automatic VIP, dude. What's your favorite Shmup? He's like, I like Gunbird. I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't have Gunbird, but I have Gunbird too. Is that okay? He's like, yeah, hell yeah. So I'm like, dude, just give me a minute. And I didn't have any games that I wanted to change that were Tate. So I just I opened up that window over there, rotated it, put the monitor back in, flipped the bezel, put in Gunbird 2, and I'm like, here you go, buddy. And I was drunk. That inside of here, it just lifts up on a hinge. There's no frame. It's just naked tube with 2 handles.
That dude must have had a really great experience.
Yeah, the dude was like, oh shit.
But like, and that's the thing too, like having the arcade here is one thing.
Yeah.
But then walking in and like having the operator or the owner just like rotate for you and just throw whatever your like dream game is.
I go above and beyond.
Absolutely,
like,
absolutely.
You know, every set of sticks and buttons in here works as it should. You know, it's not like, you know, Barcade or fucking whatchamacallit near the end of its life, Smiles or Milford Rec,
right?
Milford Amusement Center. You know, like, you want a heavy kick, you're gonna heavy kick.
Yeah.
You know, like.
But I actually want to take a little bit of a quick side convo here, because I tell people online all the time, I'm like, yeah, you know, I actually have a few arcades near me, like, because people are like, arcades are dead. There's no arcades like within hundreds of miles of radius. For us, we have this place.
Yeah.
We have Barcade. There's some arcade action down in the Danbury Mall.
There's a place in Stratford that's opening up, or has opened up.
There's that new place in Stratford.
Yeah.
There's also that place in, is it Southbury or Southington?
Game Center.
I forget what it's called. Yeah.
Or Gamecraft.
Gamecraft, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And then what's
that
the
place is cool.
What's the place that Jag goes to where I don't know if they have cabs there.
Well, the
like,
gamers, I don't think they have cabs.
Yeah, but still, like, I feel like
it's an esports center. It's
got it.
Fighting game base.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think of even down in the Trumbull Mall, there's a fun spot, and they have like 6 classic cabs, like Donkey Kong and Robotron and stuff.
Yeah.
I just feel like for such a small place that we live in, there happens to be a decent amount of arcade cabs around us right now.
You know, the desire is there. It's just like it's a lot of initial investment. That's the thing. You know? If you can get over that, and you create an environment that like is cool, like, people will come to it. You know.
Yeah.
You're not going to make a killing off of it, but there is profit to be made. Like, we're going for non-profit. Like,
right.
I'm doing this because it's fucking cool, and you know, I want to give back to the community. That's what EC3 has been all about, even before this was EC3. You know? And when it was East Coast Candy Crew, like a coalition of people who go out and do shit.
I think that's important for people to know too. Like, you're not in this to make money.
No.
You're
or clout.
Right.
I just want to fucking fuck around and play games with people and have a party every weekend.
Exactly.
You know?
And this place is very communal. Over the last year and a half or so, you've amassed regulars. You have people that are on staff now.
Ride or die people.
Really, yeah. And then I would say in your first year, I feel like your first year really was focused on the FGC, and you started to participate in the Third Strike tournament circuit, Jazzy circuit.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that really brought a lot of attention to this place, though. So talk about your first year at Jazzy circuit. Dude,
like, the year before, I'm in the TR Fight Stick Discord, which there's a guy from Turkey who owns it named Hersit. Yunus is his real name, but we call him Hersit.
They make the octopus.
The octopus fight stick.
People are probably familiar with
that.
They
also make the banners that are up in here, the Third Strike banners. But yeah, mainly known for the octopus and the CPS 3 and 2 cases.
Yeah.
Yep. And the Capcom Minicute Repro.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Yes.
And so one of the guys in there, Anselmo, who is from the Con Clash there in Bakersfield, California. he was doing jazzy circuit stuff, and I'm like, dude, this looks so cool, and like, you know, like super like fascinating. You know, it's like this is a big event that, like, you know, people do all over the nation. I want to get in on this. This is cool.
Yeah.
You know, and like I ended up going to the Jazzy Discord and, like, you know, asking around, like, hey, I got this place. Yo, what do I got to do to, like, be able to, you know, do jazzy events? And they, like, walk me through it, and I'm like, oh, that's actually really easy. Okay, we're already basically planned on doing that anyway. So, you know, the only thing extra I had to do was run a reel that they have, you know, and follow the rules that they have already set out for tournament play, which is super easy and convenient because now I know the rules. The rules are laid out, and I just run the event.
Right,
you
and
know,
you are now like a destination for jazzy events.
Yeah.
Especially with Brooklyn closing down not too long ago. But at some point, there was Brooklyn and you guys.
Yeah.
And I want to. So what I like about this story though is, like, again, a lot of the videos and people talking online, they're like, yeah, you know, fighting games are dead, and, you know, people lament about some of the modern versions of the games, like, you know, Tekken 8 and some of these other ones, and some people like Street Fighter 6, some people don't.
Yeah.
But I'm like, wait. So I'm sitting here in our little area here, and I'm like, wait a minute. There's like a fighting game tournament every month. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And so to me, I feel like I'm in this bubble where, like, Third Strike is totally alive.
For all these people that say that whatever is dead, they are in their bubble. You know, like, as long as something exists, there's going to be at least two people who are so passionate about it. It's not going to die. It may not be. It's not like it was, you know, in 1999.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's still popular. And, you know, if you have a community or are willing to make a community, which doesn't take that much effort, you know, I mean, it definitely is it's a tall order, but it's not, you know, unusually hard to do. Like, if you have two Nintendo Switches, like, you know, you could play a 16-man tournament in Third Strike.
Absolutely, yeah.
30th anniversary is perfectly acceptable. You know, that's it's a jazzy accepted form that you could run that at home with your friends, you know, or, you know, get in a thing with, like, your YMCA or, you know, your community center or whatever, you know, rent out a spot for a few hours and, you know, host a monthly or something. You just got to get off your ass and do it.
Yeah.
You know, you just crying everything's dead is just going to further dig your hole, you know?
Right. And I would say, like, all the efforts that you put into the jazzy circuit tournaments here, the qualifiers and everything, it is helping to keep that alive.
Yeah.
And also, on a personal note, last year, when you guys first got started, it was just like everybody who happened to come here were like, yeah, I'll jump into the tournament.
Yeah,
I'm like, I didn't ever really played Third Strike seriously, but I was like, I played Street Fighter before. I'm going to jump in.
Yeah.
And so I signed up for a couple tournaments and played some matches, and it was a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
Even though I knew that I was going in to be cannon fodder for the guys that were going to climb up the bracket.
You know what I do?
It was fun, though.
For everybody who does that, I always shout them out because you're helping us get a bigger number, and the larger numbers affect the all-over points value of that event, and help the people that are here that have the skill to go into the qualifying tournament, like the you know, the grand finale tournament. That helps boost them to get them in there, you know. So if it's 16 players for an S tier tournament, which doubles the points, we're at 15. That one person who's cannon fodder, as you would say, you know, is actually being really helpful for us. You know?
Absolutely.
And you know, that's what it's all about. And maybe after playing that, you're like, you know what, this is actually kind of fun. I want to hop in this, you know, and I actually, you know, seriously start playing.
That did happen to me.
Yeah.
For a little while.
And we have a crew of people who are super happy to teach. You know, there's no secrets here. You know, when it comes to the gear, the games, to anything.
Yeah.
You know, we're all more than happy to tell anybody about it.
And now, like, some of your tournaments, like, you're getting, like, what, like 40 entrants at some point? Like, some of your biggest, 30 or 40?
Our biggest is like 26.
Yeah, so close to 30.
But we're also, this is our second year.
Right, you're
You know,
kind of just getting started.
Our second year anniversary is in September. of this year.
Was your first year in the Jazzy circuit? Did you even do the whole season?
Yeah, not every month. So you could do one every calendar month, from January to May. I did 3.
Okay.
Because, you know, I was just testing the waters and stuff. But, like, after the first one, I was like, oh, yeah, we're doing this.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was a thing that I wanted to do. And when I get into something, I go as hard as I possibly fucking can into it. And, you know, I built this place up with Third Strike in mind. Because I know Third Strike is popular. And I enjoy fighting games. And the likelihood of somebody wanting to play is far greater than a lot of other games, you know? Like, yeah, I love my niche games. I love, you know, the deep cuts and stuff, but people don't usually come just for the deep cuts. They want...
Not yet.
You know,
Not
they
yet
want
as much.
their meat and potatoes, you know? You want your Third Strike. You want your final fight, you know? So, you know, I knew that I could build on this as the backbone, the foundation, because people will come out for this, you know? They have a storied history of coming out for fighting games.
I know you have regulars that travel across states to just play Third Strike, even on a non-tournament night.
Yep.
And Third Strike is a big staple here.
Yeah. That's why we always have Third Strike on a cab.
Absolutely.
Like, we moved it off of these, and I put it to the egrets so that we still have a nice setup.
For that first year, you did a lot of fighting game tournaments. You also did some other cool events. One was a game that you introduced me to that I hadn't got engaged with yet, which was Groove On Fight.
Yeah.
And you guys did a Groove On Fight tournament last summer, I believe.
Yep.
And I missed it. But talk about that a little bit.
Passed Out Pissin'.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah.
So my boy Steve, who I met, you know, from the Pandemic Day Discord, drove with him to Neon Retro Fest. He's a big time Groove On Fight fan. Ichizoku Goketsuji is the Power Instinct.
Say that 3 times fast.
I'm not. But, you know, he was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, dude, you know what? We should do it. And Steve got so drunk at Neon Retro Fest, he lost his keys, right? And he had to pee. So he tried to go to the bathroom in the lobby, and it was closed for maintenance. So he tried walking upstairs, knocked on the door. I thought it was a cleaning lady. I was passed out. I didn't want to get up. So I didn't bother. And then about 30 minutes later, I take a shower. I open the door, and he's there. And he's like, oh, finally. Dude, and his pants are soaked. Dude, I'm like, what's the matter, dude? What the hell happened? He's like, dude, I left my keys downstairs. I pissed my pants so hard. He's like, the bathroom downstairs was closed. I tried to came back up here. Oh, you were in here. I was. He's like, why didn't you answer the door? I was like, I thought you were the cleaning lady. I was tired. He's like, dude, I peed so hard. He's like, I squeezed every muscle in my body just trying to stop from peeing. And it just kept coming out.
That's great.
And he's like, dude, my shoes are filled. And that's where I came up with the name Pass Out Pissin'.
I did not know the origin story.
Yeah.
I like hearing origin stories.
You know, luckily he bought several articles of clothing and like at least 13 pairs of shoes. This guy's got a big piece of huge shoe lover. You know, so like we did that. He came through from Virginia, came up, dude. We had a grand old time. The whole weekend we were partying and chilling. And we went to Pepe's, Sally's.
Oh yeah.
We didn't make Modern in time because the line at Sally's was super long. But yeah, dude, that was an awesome event. Hardbread ended up winning that. Hardbread was freaking nasty. Yeah, dude, that was a cool event.
And that's the other thing I want to touch on too. Every time you guys have a tournament or an event, it's always streamed on Twitch.
Yep.
And
we have Ragu to thank for the awesome overlays, man. Ragu has been an integral part in the massive step up that we've done, you know, here at all things IT, whether it's the flyer, the pogs that we have now, the overlays. Like, dude, he cooked this up. This overlay here for the Gundam versus Gundam, which you guys can't see right now, but we can put it up in post. You know, it's gorgeous, dude. Like, he did a top-notch job. you know, and I trust his creative, you know, freedom. He's like, oh, I got this idea. I'm like, go with it, dude. Go with it. It was actually his idea. It was to call our Marvel tournament Storm Warning.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. So one of the cool things that you and I did last year, I would think it was like towards the end of the year, maybe in the winter, where you had me up in the loft.
For the X68000.
The X68000. Yeah. We did like a blind mixtape with some of the Dojin Shmups.
Yeah,
on the
we ended up clearing a game co-op too.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. It was awesome. And that was like my first foray into a lot of those games. And that was just cool. Like we just...
First ever blind co-op player.
Yeah, and you guys streamed that, and we were on the mic. We were just kind of going through it, so that was really cool. And then I know, like a month or two later, you had started to say, like, going into 2026, I want to focus on Shmups.
Yeah.
So tell me about where that all came from and what that was all about.
So, you know, with all the success of all the fighting games and stuff, I was like, you know, I always wanted to do more than just fighting games. You know, there's so many other types of games, and Shmups are my favorite thing. So I was like, you know what, let's get a community together for that, because there isn't one. You know, I mean, a physical community. There's Discords and Shmup forums and stuff, you know, but there's not really, like, outside of Mikado Europe or, you know, Shmup Slam, a physical gathering, you know. And like, I wanted to be a, what's the word? You're there to culture it and cultivate it.
Cultivate,
you know?
yeah.
I have the stuff, I have the games, I have the desire to do it, so let's do it.
Right.
You know, and like I've said over and over again, you know, you do everything within your power to make somebody sit at the chair. You can't make them sit at a chair. You know? But you could provide a chair for them to sit on. And so if nobody comes, nobody comes. But I can't say I didn't try. You know, we announced in December at It's a Wrap that 2026 is going to be Year of the Shmup.
Year of the Shmup.
And, you know, I made it a point to have every month we have a Shmup event. We missed May and I think June. But I was also planning big for August for Summer Carnival.
Right.
But like we did the Eartheon High Score Challenge.
Yes.
That was awesome.
Which month was that? I don't even remember that.
Stage 4 Eartheon Score Challenge.
Yeah, what month was that? Was that April?
That was, I think, April. Yeah, like
April.
the month after we got it.
Right.
And we also did Gunbaric.
Oh, that's right.
Which was a riot, dude. That was so cool.
I wasn't here for that.
The first one we did was Sexy Parodius.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, and you know, so now for August at Summer Carnival, we're gonna have a Bancho battle. A Bancho battle I picked up from Taito Hey, where they did a Bancho battle for Garega, and that's you know, you play through stage 2, like on head-to-head cabinets, each one with a copy of Garega or whatever game. Start at the same time, play through stage 2. At the end of stage 2, you take a picture of your score, highest score advances. So fighting game style scoring tournament for a shmup. And I think that's going to be the key for the future. So to get shmups in the same lens as fighting games, for lack of a better word, you know?
A way to make it competitive, but also communal.
And communal, exactly, yeah. You know, a way to get people out, you know? I mean, don't get me wrong, Shmup Slam is an amazing thing, right? It's super cool that Mark is doing that, and I fully support it. But I feel that I could take on the offline side of that.
Right.
You know, while still bringing it online, you know, but like if you're going to do a run or whatever, we're going to do it here and it's going to be recorded.
Right, and so let's talk about that too. So for Summer Carnival 26, you are allowing people to sign up to do a run.
Yep.
It will be streamed live.
Yep.
But you have to be here physically.
Yes.
And you have almost any board that you could possibly think of.
I have a lot. It would be easy to tell you what I don't have.
Right. I agree with that.
Yeah.
And so I know, you know, you got boards like, obviously you have Ketsui, you have Garega.
Plus we have all the consoles as well.
Yes.
You know, so like You want to play Aero Fighters on SNES? We have that.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to play, Glay Lancer, we've got Glay Lancer. Rekka, we have it. You know,
Rekka's going to be out in the parking lot, right?
Or
it's going to be a multiple.
It's going to be out up in the loft as well, yeah. And probably with like Alzavic next to it, or whatever anybody wants to put on. So that's the beauty of the loft. You can just switch out whatever you want. Fuck it. If you want to play Trevor McFur, go ahead. It's Summer Carnival, baby.
And tickets have been on sale for the last couple months.
Yep.
And it's basically Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yep.
And each day is
and
limited.
It's like con hours, 12 to 2.
Yeah, those are sick hours.
And then 12 to 8 on Sunday. Yeah.
That's sick
even
hours.
on Sunday, you're getting a full 8 hours.
Yeah. And so basically, you pay for the day. There's 40 seats available per day because it's limited. So and so if you get your ticket, you're going to be able to get your playtime in. That's for sure. And you could come and go as you please all day long.
Yeah, you have unlimited access with that. Like, come and go as you please. BYOB 21 plus. Saturday we're having the Boncho battle. If you want to do a run, just let me know. I'd like to in advance get a schedule would be cool. But I also know I've learned from the FGC that signups are always last minute. Even with the Boncho battle, we're gonna have people here. They're all gonna want to play it. We're gonna have the Boncho battle.
I'm definitely in for the Boncho battle.
Or 16 or 32 or whatever will be determined. But we're definitely gonna have it. It's gonna happen. I also have prizes that we're giving away.
Okay.
For the Boncho battle, just because.
Yeah, what could you tell us about the prizes?
So I got a whole bunch of Switch games, physicals, because we love our physical media here.
Hell yeah.
Mushihime-sama, Sonic Wings, Crisis Wing.
Okay.
We got the DFK, the one that's green with the red ship on it.
Okay.
We got Batsugun, Saturn Tribute.
Okay.
And like 3 other ones. So I got 8. And they're all going to be gone by the weekend. So
cool. So you can win some stuff.
If we have 20 people here, that's a 1 in 20 chance. Well, actually an 8 in 20 chance that you're going home with a free copy of something on Switch. So that's definitely an incentive. I also got a special board that I can't even talk about.
It's a secret.
That we're debuting here. Yep. And it's definitely one it's very juicy. Very juicy. We're also going to have a lot of cave games here. We're going to have Batsugun, obviously, Darius Gaiden, Hyper Duel.
That Hyper Duel arcade is really nice.
Yes. Yes.
And Ragu was right. The soundtrack for that is really
probably
good.
R-Type Leo. And I'm
going to be on that.
It's going to be a lot of work getting all these rotated. I'll probably be very tired. But also, once that adrenaline hits in, dude, I'll be swapping boards.
Hell yeah.
I'll be swapping boards. We'll be bullshitting and they're like, oh, bring up this game. I'm like, hold on a second, let me get that.
And we talked about this once not too long ago because you said it's probably better to talk about, it's easier to talk about what you don't have.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the cave boards, I think I named like
There's nothing to talk about.
I think I named like 1 or 2 games where you're like, yeah, I just don't have that yet.
Well, no, that time has passed already.
Oh.
Yeah, I have all of them now.
Oh, okay. Then I won't say another word.
Yeah. The only one I don't have are like the X60, or not the X68,000, Cave 68,000 of S-Braid. I bought it, but the thing was just fucked up in the back. I don't have Guanji, Dodonpachi, Donpachi, all the CB1000s I have. I don't have Decimiles 2.
Right. I think that's it. When we talked about that was.
I have like everything from Akai Katana to SZOJ.
Right.
Yeah. All CB1000 Bs and Ds.
And
some multiple.
Right. And for the most part, during the times where someone doesn't have a run scheduled on the stream, what you're going to stream on Twitch is just like a random cab, or if someone is just like, hey, I want to play this game, and if they're doing something interesting, you're just going to pop it on the stream.
So we have everything in this arcade is all connected to the PC. Every cabinet, every console, every Japanese PC, everything in here that is electronic is connected to the stream. So we could stream whatever, whenever. We could do up to 4,
Right.
at a time. We may do several, depends on what's getting a lot of play. We'll probably just put that on. But we're shooting for the stream all day. And you know, it's kind of just going to be a set it and forget it ordeal with, you know, and we'll change it as we see, you know, people flocking to it. And also, if people want to do a 1cc run, I'm going to do a Darius Gaiden run. I have to.
Okay.
You know, so that's going to be recorded. I'll probably do Batsugun special too, because like, why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Right? You know, so there's stuff to do, but mainly the whole event. The competitive aspect is definitely the Bancho battle, but the main thing about it is just getting together like-minded people who love shmups and playing together, talking strategy together, our likes, our dislikes, our, you know, discover new shit,
Right.
and you know, just engage in the community. You know, like here we have now a third space in order to do that. You know, you don't have to just talk to some, you know, screen anymore.
Right.
You know, you have a physical person. You know,
And it's also like, you know, Shmup Slam is great. It's in Denver. It's in the middle of the country. I know you and I have talked about this. I've wanted to go. I just haven't been able to get a chance to make it out that far. But here's a chance for people to congregate on the East Coast.
Yep.
And I know that there's some people that I know only online, and I'm like trying to get people to come. I'm like, you know, if it's a 4-hour drive, maybe, you know, we'll be able to meet up for the first time and play some shmups together.
No matter how long the drive or the flight, dude, I can guarantee you will be amazed, you will be fulfilled, and you will be in awe. You know, what was I going to say before? Like, you know, like Shmup Slam is amazing. It's an amazing thing. But our event is completely different. It's still under the same, you know, flag of shmups, but ours is more of a community event. Shmup Slam is a 1cc showcasing event,
Right.
which I would also like to do eventually. I want to bring back the idea of 100 yen full send, which I had for a year already, but nobody, like, it's hard to get people to commit to coming and doing a 1cc run, you know? It might take another year or two before something like that can actually materialize itself, but it's definitely on my radar and it's up in here and I really want to do it.
Right.
But right now we need to build up. This is our maiden voyage here. You know, we're starting to build the community and shmup community, which we already have a nice, healthy community here. But I want it to be bigger, and we need to get a flagship event. You know, and not Shmup Slam, Summer Carnival is going to be that headline flagship event.
Hell yeah.
You know, and it's going to start with just shmupping for the sake of shmups and enjoying the community, you know, because that's, at the end of the day, that's the grassroots, is a grassroots movement. That's what we're focusing on here.
Yeah. And I know, speaking of the community and the people that are local to this area, I know all of us are willing to help anybody out, give recommendations, whether it has to do with lodging or food. And depending on who shows up, I might be like, hey, let's get some pizzas, let's get some New Haven pizzas. Who knows?
Yeah.
We want to show people a good time.
Meat House is probably coming and grilling.
Okay.
Kevin and Brian, dude.
Let me just
they
say,
came on my birthday, dude, and it was not on my birthday.
Last week
for Marvel. Yeah, for Marvel, dude. And that food was insane.
Dude, I got to have. He was like, "Would you like to try a burger?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll try a burger."
I ended up having 4.
And I completely understand that. That was like restaurant quality style burger.
Yeah.
And it was ridiculous. So if they're going to be grilling, you're in for a treat.
Dude, I ate that shit as fast as you pick it up in Alien vs. Predator.
I was trying to savor mine. It was so good, man.
Yeah.
That was amazing. So that's awesome. So yeah, you have the grill right outside here.
Yeah.
That's
so you
cool.
really don't have to worry too much about food. Even still, food is very accessible from here. Like everything is super close together, but it's also nice and secluded. You know, it's not like New York where, you know, like you can't find parking or anything like that. There's plenty of parking.
Yeah.
you know, it's really kind of the ideal spot.
It really is.
You know,
it really
there's
is.
a lot of hotels, like good hotels all
Right
over.
down the street.
Yeah, yeah. All of Bridgeport Ave, there's like 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, there's it's easy to get to, like, you know, I mean, the hardest part is just making the commitment to go, you know, in the flight.
Right. If you have to fly.
Yeah.
But I know from experience being here, like you've had people travel from places like Pennsylvania and Rhode Island, Massachusetts.
We had a dude
come.
from Spain, Victor Alonso, came
that's
all
right,
the
I
way
forgot.
from Spain.
I almost forgot about that. He did like
Yep.
a little mini documentary for you,
And
right?
dude, we played the fuck out of Shmups
Oh,
that
yeah?
night. Oh yeah.
What did you play the most?
We were like 3 in the morning, dude.
What did you play the most?
Probably Mushihime-sama Futari Black Label.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That reminds me. One of my other fond memories was it was the January after the Halloween party, and I think you had just gotten Futari Black Label.
Yeah, so that December was Cave Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you had just gotten Futari Black Label.
I got in a fuck ton. Yeah,
Right.
I got 8 new cave games.
And I remember coming in here. I think it was like on a snow night, and it was just you, me, and Vanderpaw.
Yeah.
And we just kept taking turns, and we were just trying to explore the game. It was like
Yeah.
our first time getting into
Yep.
it. You eventually got your 1cc not that long
Yeah,
after.
yeah.
But then I was like,
Of original.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And then I was like, I need to go home and practice. Same thing. We did that with Mochi Mochi Pork as well when
Yep.
you first got that too.
Yeah, yeah. And Death Smiles Mega Black Label.
Yes. And it's really cool too. Like that's another element of it when we're talking about the communal experience. Like, you know, we sit at home, we work on the games, maybe we'll watch a stream. But when you can sit here and like take turns and like talk strategy, it's
Yeah.
like it's different. It's different. You don't get to really experience that unless you come to a place like this.
You know, and also for like, it caters to the whole gamut of skill level and interest.
Yeah.
You know, like you could be a diehard Shmup fan, longtime Shmup fan, and have a blast here. And on an event like Summer Carnival, you could also be a new Shmup fan or think you're a Shmup fan. And you know, you maybe you just like always for everybody, what game should I play? You know, and the real answer to that is whatever you fall in love with. This will give you an avenue to just, you know, it's all laid out.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's like you're trying to pick out a faucet for your kitchen, right? And you go to that, you know, showroom and you get to see all the faucets, you know. We got all these shmups for you to pick and choose from. You're gonna find one that you really love.
That's true.
You know?
And I think about with what I do on my channel and things like that, I do think about not only just the beginner, but the people who haven't discovered it yet,
Yeah.
right? Because I was that person, and you know, walking in here and seeing it in person really had an impression on me, and it kicks things off. And if someone who has not been engaged with shmups yet, and this ends up being like part of your first experience, it's really unique.
Yeah.
It's a really cool thing.
And it's hard to top.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard to top that feeling here.
Yeah. And then again, you know, it also kicks off the stuff like, okay, how do I get a candy cab in my house?
Yeah.
But if you don't want that, you could just come here.
That, and dude, there's, you know, it doesn't have to be a cab. You get a TV, a little HDMI fucking portable TV or whatever, hook it up to your Switch,
Yeah.
Steam, whatever, dude. Like, I'm a purist, but I'm not like it has to be arcades or nothing, you know. That's my choice.
Right.
Whatever at the end of the day, no matter what you're playing on, as long as you're happy and you're playing the game, that's the right choice. You know, I don't give a shit what you play on.
Yeah.
You know. But like here we have the stuff, so we play real hardware, you know.
Hell yeah. And then so you and I are planning to do. Let me look at the calendar. What's the calendar again? Is it the 24th?
I think so.
Let's say it's the
Friday, July 24th.
Friday, July 24th.
Yeah.
You and I are going to get together on stream, and we're going to do a mixtape for
Yeah.
the SH2 board,
Yep.
which includes the Psycheo games,
Gunbird 2.
Gunbird 2, Strikers 2 and 3,
Yep. I'm testing your skill now.
Soul Divide.
Yeah.
And
What else?
Now I have to.
It's really good.
I have to remember now. Now I can't think of it.
It's
'cause
got
I'm on the
dragons
spot.
in it.
Oh, Dragon Blaze.
Yeah.
Dragon Blaze.
Yeah.
So you and I are gonna go through those games and just see where it goes and talk about them.
Oh yeah.
And what's cool about that was we planned this a couple of weeks ago, and then on the Mister, the SH2 cores
Yeah.
just got released.
Yep.
So like, it's an interesting time to have a mixtape about SH2, but we planned it before that came out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I'm excited about that. Play some Psycho games with you.
Hell yeah. We have 2 Psycho multis,
Yeah.
which is that's a not a tall order. But it's a big thing. They don't come easy.
I know. You were
It's
telling
made
me
by
about
one guy in France on his time. He maybe makes like 6 a year.
that. Yeah. That's crazy.
I lucked out the first one. I was on the list, and I'm like, dude, I'm so far on this list. I'm not going to see this for a few years. But I found one on Facebook Marketplace. I'm like, oh shit, mine. I don't care. I paid too much for it. I don't care. Because that unlocked TGM2 Plus, Gunbaric, Dragon Blaze, all the strikers, Soul Divide, like we talked about, Fallen Angels.
Yes.
I'm a Mahjong player, G-Taste Mahjong, one of the classics. So I was like, it's worth it to me. Worth it to me. Just Gunbird 2 and TGM is like the price of what I paid for that multi. And then I ended up getting the second one so that we could play like a Fallen Angels tournament. Or if, I wanted TGM out, but I also wanted to play Dragon Blaze.
Right.
But yeah, we'll probably end up utilizing both of them to facilitate the speed at which we switch games.
Right.
This can load 3 on Flash, but then when you want to reflash new ones, it take like 15 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
So probably what we could do is we could just play this. I can go to the back, flash another one on the workbench, and then just put it in here and get right to it. That'll save us like 10, 15 minutes.
Cool. Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
It'll be hot swapping boards
Hell yeah.
because
I'll follow you around with my camera. We'll stream that part of it too. All right, let's do some like rapid fire stuff. We talked about your origin story with Shmups. We talked about the origin story
auto fire.
Yeah, we'll do auto fire, not rapid fire, auto fire. But we talked about a lot of stuff, and let's talk about just some of the things that you're into right now. What you're playing now. I know you've been posting a lot about your home setup.
Yeah,
and you're kind of like doing some different things at home. So what are a couple of shmups that you're working on right now?
So now I got a Mister. I used to have a Mister, but then I got all the shit and I like just didn't use the Mister anymore.
Right.
So I sold it. But then for Summer Carnival, I'm like, dude, I want to put a tent outside and stuff. It's a place to kind of get away from this because this is going to be crazy.
Right, you're going to want to step outside.
It's
for a
a
minute.
sensory overload, yeah. And having a place that's like a whole different color, or not a series of colors, and flashing lights and shit, but you still want to game if you want. I'm gonna put the BVM out there with the Mister. Probably set my Switch up there with the little 16.1-inch monitor I got on a couple tables. Have some chairs out there, next to the food courts. If you want to get food, you can go in there and eat, and still have something to see. But I also use that to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, so that I can have a place for myself at home. Because other than coming here, I wasn't gaming at all.
Got it.
And it was a good thing, but also I'm at a point now where I'm working so hard doing this. I just want to veg out, play a game at home.
Right.
And the Mister lets me do that easily. I end up playing games that I already own. I just go on the arcade thing, and I've been playing R-Type Leo.
Okay.
S-Braid. I played a little bit of, I didn't know there was a Dodonpachi 3.
Right. Yes.
So I played that today. I'm like, okay, this is cool. It's not Black Label, but it's cool.
Yeah.
I played some B-Storm today.
Okay.
I'm playing a lot of R-Type Leo, Gradius 3. And those are pretty much, I played, obviously Batrider, fuck around with Batrider.
So you're mixing it up.
Yeah. I'm not going for clears or anything like that. I could go for a clear for R-Type Leo, which I should.
That's on my list.
Yes.
You'll probably get it before
it's
me.
Hella fun. I don't know, because I've kind of lost the ability now with everything that I'm doing to dedicate myself to the game. You know, getting a 1cc is a commitment, and this is my commitment, and keeping all this going is my commitment. You know, and it takes 3 hours to get this going. That's 3 hours I don't have to play fucking R-Type Leo, you know?
Right.
So I play what I can, just for the sheer enjoyment, to marvel at the beauty of the 800 TVL lines on that BBM 20G1U. You know.
So are you flipping that when you're going from Tate to Yoko?
I rotated it, all 81 pounds of that beast. Yeah. When I got that thing, I got it from Brooklyn, and I parked a block away. And I thought it was just going to be like PVM heavy, which is incredibly doable. It was double that. Wow. And almost twice as deep. But I grabbed it, threw it on my shoulder, and I walked down a whole city block with it like that. And then I put it in my trunk and then drove back home, hooked it up. And I've been playing on that thing a lot.
Sounds like it was worth it, though.
It was very, very worth it.
But the thing
I never thought I'd have a BVM, and I'm like, dude, I'm so happy right now.
That's one thing that I have on my list that I've been watching Facebook Marketplace for a smaller one.
It's almost like the same real estate as a fucking cab, to be honest with you.
Not that big. I don't want one that big.
Well, the 20 inches are. So go for a 14.
Yeah, like the 14 is more my speed, I think. Yeah. All right. Well, so that gives us an idea of some of the things you've been playing in your free time.
Mm-hmm.
What about, you know, I know you and I both like music, but what are some of the maybe shmup soundtracks that you've been listening to lately? I know we love a lot of them.
Dude, I don't really listen to shmup soundtracks like outside of the game. But one that I do absolutely love, and I'm heavily biased for, is Battle Garega.
Okay, you're a Garega guy.
Dude, I'm a huge fan of the Garega soundtrack. Like, I love that, like, that Moog, very low, that static bass, that's like that wave pattern. Wow, I love that. I love the rising sound. And Garega just did it like to 11. And it's just, every song is a fucking banger, dude.
It really
every
is.
song is a banger.
It really is. I listen to that. I listen to that album when I'm nowhere near the game.
Yeah.
it's that damn good.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Soundtracks of games, actually. The one I've been listening to the most recently, you're not even going to believe.
Okay, I can't wait for this.
Is Gain Ground.
Which one?
Gain Ground.
I'm not familiar with
PC Engine role-playing game, JRPG in Japanese.
Okay. No localization for us?
No, I don't think so anyway. The one I did, I got the real CD.
Okay.
It's a PC Engine CD game. I bought it at Brooklyn Arcade on their last day. And it's been in my CD player in my car ever since.
What is it like? Like what? When
I don't even know what the game looks like.
No,
I've never played it.
No, but when I think of like a JRPG soundtrack, I'm thinking very orchestral.
Yeah, it is.
So it's like that.
It's like 6 or 7 songs. It's pretty orchestral. I mean, I wouldn't call them bangers, but like it's sentimental to me because I bought that at the last day of Brooklyn Arcade.
Right.
So it's a little piece of Brooklyn, and that's also pretty baller that instead of playing a $100 PC Engine game, I'm just listening to it in my fucking car.
Right. That's cool though.
Yeah.
That's cool though. That's
like, yo, what do you listen to, bro? Gain Ground on PC Engine CD. Wish it was Lords of Thunder, but
true.
That the hair metal would be coming out.
Oh man. Yeah. That's a great soundtrack too.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
my insurance would go up if I put a Lords of Thunder CD in the car.
So it sounds like it sounds like Summer Carnival is going to be a really great event. You're putting a lot of thought and effort into it.
That's primary objective number one. Dude, I'm literally busting my ass. I've spent thousands of dollars already just for this event. You know, I know it's not going to be as big as I want it to be because it's the first one, and I'm realistic about how it's going to be. But I've put my foot down. I'm committed. We're doing it, and it's going to be even bigger next year.
Yes.
Because I know that everybody that comes here, you may not understand it now, but the moment you walk into this place, the moment you feel the music, you could feel the glow of the CRTs and the atmospheric lighting in here, you're going to be like, oh shit, this is way beyond what I ever thought that this would be.
Yeah.
And it's just the way it was when I went to Neon Retro Fest, where like I was like, I do this at home, but this is nothing like what I'm doing at home.
Right.
This is so much cooler. You know, like, you got to come here to understand. And once you do, you'll know. You'll come back, you'll see this video and be like, I know exactly what he's talking about. And I felt that.
And I will just say, as we've been recording this, like, people have walked in. There are people on cabs right now. They've been trying to, like, dodge the camera. But people are here, like,
Adam was
playing.
the funniest dude with a solid snake across the floor.
And, you know, we didn't talk about the music, though, but the music is a part of the aesthetic and the vibe of this place.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about how it's synthwave, and I like dark synthwave, but the music in here is really great. You have a whole playlist for this. I remember what
Two.
You have 2 playlists for
Yeah.
this. We could put the link in the description for that.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
So people could understand what it's all about. And I remember after I was here for the first time, I sent you my playlist. But here's my synthwave playlist.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were talking about like different artists that we like. But what are some of your favorite synthwave songs right now that you can think of? I know you have a couple of artists that you like.
Artists would definitely be Von Kaiser.
Okay.
I like Neon Nox, pretty good. La Cassette, definitely La Cassette. That dude was nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts. Like the fucking like Michael Jordan of synthwave. Arcade High.
I know
Megatronics.
Yeah.
The Midnight, obviously the Midnight.
Yes.
You know. Phaserland. You know, there's a lot. Also, even like the old school shit, like Kodo. Dude, love Kodo.
Okay.
Dragon's Legend, Japanese War Game. Great songs. A lot of synthwave. I've gotten to a point now where I've stopped like trying to look for stuff to add. I should get back on that, but like I've just been so busy planning and everything, you know.
I will say it's become a fairly healthy genre, and dark synthwave as well. Like with your Carpenter Brutes and all these other things. But like there are now a lot of people in that space making new music.
Yes.
Which is really cool because back a couple of years ago it was like little here and there, but
yeah, it was still in its like adolescent stage. Yeah. And the thing with synthwave is it runs the gamut. You have the super slow songs. And then you have these fast songs that can get like a little bit too ear effecty, you know, like real hard sounds and stuff that aren't really conducive to arcade environment.
Right.
Either of those. So I have to find that middleman, you know, where it amps you up, but it's also not like just like wah 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 wah. You know, like you could vibe with it and bob your head.
yes,
You know.
it's a vibe.
Yeah. And we're all about vibes here.
Damn right.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about where people can find you. You're active on Twitter. You're in the Discord.
Yep. EC3Arcade.com is the be-all, end-all. That's got links to all my socials, all the info in the arcade, the rules, the terms and conditions, if you will, all the events that we're doing, links to our merch store, everything you could possibly want to know about the arcade, what's going on that week, hours of operation, yada yada. You can find it at EC3Arcade.com.
But also just mention you have your Twitch channel. Everybody can get to it there. You have a YouTube channel where you do post some VODs.
EC3_Arcade is pretty much everything.
Yes. Yeah. And also talk about, I think we kind of made mention that this is Gundam July that started today.
Yeah. 4-player linked Gundam versus Gundam Next. They're 2-player team battles, all linked via LAN. All month long. All 4 are being streamed.
I'm watching Jack start a match right now.
Hell yeah. Once this is done, dude, I'm hopping in.
Yeah.
I've been waiting to do this 3 years, dude. Over 3 years.
And this is all July. Every weekend
All
in July.
Yeah.
And so we will do our SH2 mixtape on the 24th, but Gundam is still happening that night.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I penciled the in.
Well, thanks.
It's hard to do, man, because we have such a healthy list of stuff that we're doing here. Like we're planned through
You're
October.
booked out. Yeah, you're booked
through
out.
October, yeah. And even November because we're doing Extra Life, the fundraiser.
That's the first for you guys then, right?
Yeah.
So how are you doing that? That's like 24-hour stream, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do a lock-in.
So how are you doing that? And can other people participate, or are you guys doing
Anybody can participate. Just we're gonna make a separate channel in the Discord, get everybody's runs that they want to do, start a schedule, and we'll run it from there.
So you're doing like blocks? So you sign up for like blocks?
And we'll have donation incentives and stuff. We have it so that the opportunities are pretty much limitless for us. Like if you want to donate to switch a cab, we could just bang bang do that right from the computer.
I'll be interested to see the details.
There's so much that we could do. Like we haven't even really fully fleshed it out yet because it's all the way in November. We're trying to get through Summer Carnival. In August, September, we have the Absolute Gathering, which is a weekend of puzzles. So like that's our major focus right now is Summer Carnival. We're gonna make that as large as it could possibly be.
To me, based on what I know so far and based on what I know of the arcade, it really does seem like it's going to be one of the biggest things going. The way you guys have it planned out.
It's something I care very, very passionately about, and I'm gonna treat it so. Like you'll see.
Yeah, and so in November for Extra Life, is that as far out as you have planned right now?
Yeah.
And the thing,
and Extra Life isn't really that planned out right now. Like
right.
we know when we're gonna do it. We just don't know exactly what it's gonna entail. Like I gotta talk more with Kevin because Kevin's been doing that for years, and he's gonna be bringing on a team for that as well. So we're gonna incorporate with him and make that work.
Very cool. Yeah. But yeah, if you take a look at the EC3 calendar online, there's something happening here all the time.
Yeah.
That's the main idea here.
We do it at a bare minimum one event a month.
Right.
At the bare minimum, usually two.
Yeah.
Like this Gundam is our little rest, and we're doing it all month. Because it's just that freaking cool. Two, because it's so involved. Like I don't want to take this down next week. That'd be a disservice to the game.
Right.
We run it, for a month. Get as much as you can in there. Get your fill.
And practice too.
Yep. And it'll probably be back next year, or we'll do something else like Shadow over Mystara 4-player or something.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like we have a lot of possibilities and stuff, and that's why I always keep it fresh in here.
Oh, that reminds me too. I want to just because again I want to talk about the variety that you. One night I showed up. Actually, no. I think I was on your Twitch channel, and you guys were like, "Yeah, tonight is Neo Turf Masters."
Yeah.
And I'm chatting with you guys, and I'm like, "That's a golf game? I've not played that."
Dude, it's so fun.
And you guys are like, "You got to come. It's gonna be so fun." So I just got in my car, I drove over, and I joined the Neo Turf Masters tournament. Pretty sure I ended up in last, dead ass last, but it was fun.
You didn't. You know why?
Why?
Because I disqualified myself.
Okay.
I set the time limit to 30 minutes, right? So I did something, whatever. I was on pace for like first or second. I was doing great. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to take a piss. I just landed par. I'm going to take a piss. I'll come back and I'll finish the thing. So I get up to take a piss. Didn't realize for my par, they take one coin away or one thing, and you have like 3. But I was down to my last one, so that I had to insert a coin. But I didn't do that because I was in the bathroom.
Oh man!
So I ended up it reset the game back to the menu. So I didn't even get to finish my set, and I'm like, oh my god, here I am pissing my money away at EC3 Arcade.
But at least you didn't pass out pissing.
No,
you were awake.
We were awake pissing.
Yeah. All right. Well,
outside of my pants.
Well, Borderline, it was really great to sit down and talk to you and have this chat. Yeah. Really awesome. Pleasure as always.
Absolutely.
I'm really excited about Summer Carnival 26. I will be here all weekend.
Hell yeah.
And I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. Dude, you're going to have a great time, dude.
I can't wait.
Hell yeah.
All right, man. Great to talk to you. Awesome.